Good evening, everyone. This is an extremely aggravated Leonard Lloyd here to say hello to you this evening. As always, I am not a doctor, therapist, psychologist, just a diva trying to make it through the day to get people to continue to understand what it's like to and deal with mental illness, and to help those of you to continue to educate yourselves and bring down that wall. Uh, I say if I'm gonna do this, you might as well catch me when I'm in a good mood, bad mood. Spent most of the afternoon putting up the Christmas lights out front, and I couldn't get the cords just right. Some lights would light up and some wouldn't. So instead of taking a break and doing like my therapist has taught me to just take time and breathe, I kept going. I got myself aggravated. I was out there over an hour. When I finally came inside, I was like this. I had a headache, and right now my stomach is so upset I feel like I'm gonna be sick. I brought this on myself. I should have just stopped, and I should have just taken a break, or I should have just let it go until tomorrow. But I can't. I was tripping over stuff, and I just got so aggravated. I just wanted it done, and now I'm about to make myself sick. Um, so it goes to show you have to follow your therapist's advice. Remember, I talked to you a few videos ago about being compulsive because that's Crystal right there, my youngest child. You'll either I wound up being compulsive, or the drinking, or the drugs, or the sex. Now, tonight might be one of those clutch your pearl moments. Uh, Now, as far as the compulsive shopping goes, I'll show you. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. These are all the same style of shirt. 14 shirts on sale at Kohl's, 30% off. I had to have them. Not only that, they had two colors that they didn't have in stock. I had attitude for 2 days. Half of those shirts I haven't even worn, but they were all in different colors. I had to have them. As far as the drinking goes, I mean, I don't get sloppy drunk because I don't keep anything here at the house. Um, if I have to pay for it, I'm only going to have one or two. I can take up to two Long Islands, and I can tell when they put the good stuff in there. Then when I go out with friends, and it's free or they're paying, I'll drink till those three little hairs on my chest stand straight up. But like I said, nothing, sloppy drunk. I may have a little headache when I come home. Um, as far as the drugs, I did marijuana for the first time in June. And don't be out there shaking your heads like you don't believe it. This was really the first time I did marijuana in June. Wedding reception for a friend of mine that was getting married, and they were passing it around. And I'm like, what the hell? Never had it before. The only thing that worried me was like that scene from 9 to 5 with Lily Tomlin and Dolly Parton and all them when they got real giggly and falling over the floor and started eating a whole lot of junk. That's what I was afraid that was going to happen. So they're passing this pipe around, and they give it to me. Why are you giving me this pipe? I've never done this before. You all have to show me how to do this. So they showed me how to do it. They passed it around. I took like 4 or 5 puffs off of it. Didn't feel a thing. I said, "Oh, okay. This is what it's like." Uh, the drugs, other than medication, I don't do it. Now, as far as the compulsive sex goes, last 3 months I really been getting out of hand. Because you get all this energy and stuff pent up, and you have to find some way to let it go, and you just gotta have it. Uh, and I'm being safe, but my therapist is worried about it. And do I know the people? No, it's people I meet online. Sometimes they come to my house. Sometimes I go to their house. It could be dangerous, but you never in the gay life we call them fuck buddies. Hi, how are you? Bim bam boom, so long. Uh, and I've been told that I get quite aggressive uh, because that's the only way I can let this energy go. I mean, last summer it was okay because I was rebuilding my garage and I was all the energy into to hammering and nailing and painting and everything. But it's just stuff just built up and up and up and up and up. And the drinking's not good for you. The drugs aren't good for you. The spending is just put me in so much. It's a release. And my therapist asked me, well, do you know why you're doing this? I said, well, maybe deep down I'm trying to get something. I don't know. Maybe this is something in my mind. I don't know. Because I'm nervous about what could happen. I'm afraid what could happen. But that's one thing um, we're going to work on because he's worried about it. Because every 6 months we have like a sheet, and I make out goals what I want to accomplish in that next 6 months. Then at the end of 6 months, we will go over the list to see if I've accomplished those goals. I've done pretty good. I've done pretty good so far, um, but I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to be perfect. And so before anybody starts, running around trying to get scripture or whatever, find a closet in your house, open the door, and see if any of your demons are looking back at you. We all have different ways of handling things, and I know I'm not the only one that goes through this. And again, this is just to let you know you're not alone. You're not the only one that's dealing with this. You're not the only one that's going through this. I know how you feel. I'm living it. Okay. Even though you may be feeling good, the therapist has told me sometimes you're gonna slide back, but that's not always a bad thing. If you see yourself sliding back, then I have to try to get back up and get on that right track. Um, I discovered some things about myself over the weekend. Uh, my aunt, she just really did me dirty over the summer. She used me, took advantage of me, but then it's my fault because I allowed her to do it. Uh, so she went back to California. I had not talked to her since July. I didn't want to be bothered. So she called me a couple of times, and so I finally called her back Sunday. Because, like I said, again, I have to let this stuff go. Like I said, when you know how people are, there's nothing you can do about it. My therapist always tells me, don't get upset over something you can't change. I can't change her, so rather than get mad at her, hi, how you doing? But I'm not going to do nothing for her. I'm through. Because I'm not going to put myself in that position again, getting used and getting upset, and she's just going on about her merry way. We'll do nothing. Um, some dear friends of mine performed over the weekend. Uh, the group I was in, the people in charge were very nasty to me, and I had to leave. And see, I was the type of person that if I had to leave, then I didn't want anything to do with anybody in the organization. That's the way I was. If something happened, I just clammed up and I just went on. I wanted nothing to do with you. One thing, I didn't know how to handle it. Like I said, we didn't talk in my house. And it was easier for me to just walk away and say to hell with everybody. But see, I realized I can't do that. Um, because I have a lot of dear people in that group, and they care about me, and I really care about them. Um, and they were so glad to see me Sunday. They were so glad to see me Sunday. A couple of said, we were calling your name when the curtain came down, and I got a lot of hugs and a lot of thank yous on Facebook, and they also wanted me to critique the show. Um, I can't do that to people. You have to learn how to, you know, be upset with the people that did it to you, not at the people that are standing by you and are with you, because I know those are the people that will always be with me. And it was so good to sit on the other side because they were real. I was so proud of them. They were just really, really good, and they performed their tails off. They really, really did. I was so happy to see them, and I was so proud to see them, especially the director, because he is such a wonderful person. That is my boo, and he is just so talented and so gifted, and he knows no matter where he is, I will always be there. No matter what, I will always be there. So that's about it. Uh, I know I probably surprised some of you. I mean, I've surprised myself because I just, I've never sat here and discussed something like this other with my therapist, but it's like in for a penny, in for a pound. Uh, I'm not doing myself any good by hiding it. I'm not helping anybody by not saying anything, because there may be somebody out there, going through this, and they don't know whether they're the only ones going through it or not. They're not. And I'm so grateful for the compliments and people sending me messages, to keep doing the videos. They're very helpful and enlightening. And to those of you that have shared with me, I appreciate it so much. As I said, I know it's not always an easy thing to do. Like I said, these are just things that work for me. I'm not, telling anybody to go out and follow what I do. Different things work for different people. But it's nice when we can, we have something in common, and we can connect, and we can be there to help each other. And I want to just keep bringing that wall down. But before I go, I have a couple friends, and I've known them a long time. Whenever the subject of my health comes up, dealing with mental health, nothing's said. Won't discuss it. A friend of mine, I told him that time when I thought about committing suicide. Never said a word. Went downstairs, got a pop, came back. We never talked about it since. And I've been tempted to ask, and I think I am. I mean, I don't want to push it. I mean, it's not like it's something I want to talk about all the time. But we've been friends, for like over 20 years. And what do you think about it? How do you feel about it? Are you comfortable being? I mean, it makes me feel invisible. That's Alexis, my oldest child. I say you can feel invisible in a group of people. In my family, we talked about nothing. I'm a son in name only. We don't talk about me being gay, relationships. sung places out of state. I've won awards. I can't talk about it. Nobody wants to hear about it. So I'm just there. I had different positions at CTA. Never talk about it. I was embarrassed that I, was driving a bus. So it was like everything just stayed inside of me, and I just had to keep it to myself. And it hurts to be invisible because you have all of these things inside you. You want to share things with people, but they don't want to hear about it. So it makes it kind of difficult sometimes. And I had a conversation with a friend of mine that I dated over 20 years ago, and we broke up because we didn't know how to talk to each other. And with the therapy, the way I talked to him the other night. He's down in Puerto Rico on vacation. We should have had that conversation 20 years ago. And I told him, I said, back then, I couldn't deal with stuff. I would just, cut off. It was too fast, too soon. I didn't know how to go about, bringing stuff up. It just wasn't me. So we went back and forth on Facebook for like 15, 20 minutes. So very nice person, very, very, very mannerable, just a sweet person. So we're going to get together when he comes back to talk because I'm finding out sometimes as long as the other person is willing to sit down and talk these things out, so you can really find out what's going on because it's nobody's fault. It was just lack of communication, no communication, miscommunication. And I just happened to run into him on Facebook by accident. So maybe there's something to that. I don't know, but we're going to get together and talk, which will be a really good thing. So as always, I thank you for tuning in. I'm going to go lay down because my stomach is really killing me. Remember to keep sharing. The first video is over 1,000 shares so far. Thank you very much. So keep sharing. Let's keep the conversation going. And let's continue to be there and help each other. Till next time, I'll see you soon.